Raji, an ancient epic, is an action-adventure game that takes place in ancient India. The game was showcased and then shadow dropped during Nintendo's Indie World presentation in August 2020. In the game, you play as Raji, a young female Indian girl who is a carnival performer alongside her younger brother Kulu. Raji performs as an acrobat, and her brother tells puppet stories about the wars between demons and gods. Ironically, on the day of a festival, the demons actually decide to avenge their loss of several hundred years ago and appear to abduct young children, Gulu included. Raji attempts to fight them off but is unsuccessful. Raji then sets off on a quest to catch up with the demons and rescue her brother. Little does she know that she's been chosen by the gods to be the sole defender of the human race. As Raji progresses on her journey, you'll be provided with commentary by two of the gods, Vishnu and Durga. This adds a very interesting twist to the game and provides a whole lot of character. The voice acting is very well done, which is for most part provided by the two guys and Raji herself. The world that you traverse through along with your journey is jaw-dropping to say the least. I was truly just amazed at how much detail and love went into almost every area that I visited. The game was developed by Nodding Heads Games, which is actually based out of India. Apparently this was their first project, and I was totally impressed with how passionate they were with the design of this game. The gameplay for Raji, an ancient epic, is a combination of platforming and combat. The platforming can be a tad tricky at times, and really only because of the camera view. The camera view is fixed in the fact that you cannot adjust it, but it's dynamic in the fact that as you move from point A to point B, it will rotate. After a while, you just adjust to the different camera angles and it really becomes a non-issue. Also, you usually spawn right back where you died, so it's not very punishing. But you'll be doing a lot of wall jumps, wall runs, rope climbing, cartwheels, and backflips along the way. Like previously stated, Raji is an acrobat and it shows, so I had a tremendous amount of fun just moving throughout the world doing cartwheels and backflips along the way. As you progress through the game, the gods will reward you with 4 weapons. The first will be a trident-like weapon, then a bow, followed by a sword and shield, and I'll keep the last weapon a secret. Each time you unlock a new weapon, they provide a mini tutorial so that you aren't completely lost. While the weapons are unique in how they act, the control methods for how you use each of them is pretty much the same. You'll have your standard light and then heavy attacks, but can perform different combos by either jumping or dodging and then attacking, or doing a wall jump or pole jump and then attacking. Then you will come across shrines that will provide you with a special attack as well. There is a weapon upgrade system, and you can use this as you gather the white orbs along the way. Some of the white orbs are pretty much along the way of the direct path, and some may be hidden slightly off the path. In the upgrade menu, you can also upgrade to a particular element attack, being ice or fire, etc. While I appreciate the fact that they did have an upgrade system, I did feel that it was a bit clunky and unintuitive. Like I had a basic idea of what I was doing, but I feel they could have added a bit more detail to display what effects placing orbs in different areas had on my overall attack stats. But overall, the combat was really fun, and I was trying to think of what I would compare it to, and towards the end of the game, the Batman Arkham series came to mind. I mean, I would loosely compare it to it, but the jumping and flipping from one enemy to another just reminded me of somewhat of the Arkham games. As far as the enemy design, I think they have a pretty good diversity. Every time you come to a new world, they usually introduce 1 or 2 more enemies. There isn't a great diversity, but considering the length of the game, I think they have enough. They mixed up the group that they have well enough and never make it feel repetitive. Also, when you are fighting most enemies, as their health gets low, they will be prompted with the A button. By pressing A, it will perform a finishing move, which will result in the enemy releasing some purple orbs that will replenish your health. You will also come across the purple orbs along your path, but using your finishing move is the best method of survival between waves. Raji, an ancient epic, is a linear game as there is some room for exploring, but you are driven for the most part in one direction. You go between combat to platforming and just backflipping from one area to another as you enjoy the beautiful world that they have created. The story is told using marionette-style cutscenes that are very unique, as well as murals that you come across along your journey. There really is a lot to take in here, but there are some issues that I have with the game. The game is a bit short, and by short I mean you will spend a total of 5 to 6 hours with the game, dying and all. There are 3 main worlds that you will visit and 2 smaller ones. The boss fights were really a lot of fun, but there were only 3 total bosses. And I don't mind the fact that the game was only 5 to 6 hours. I believe in some cases that less is more, meaning that sometimes games can overstay their welcome. And Raji, an ancient epic, surely didn't have that problem, and left me wanting more. I would truly love to see like some DLC for this game, or a sequel for that matter. So my only concern with how short the game is would be the asking price. The game's listed price is $24.99, and it is currently marked down to $22.49 on the Nintendo eShop. If you don't mind paying that price for 5 to 6 hours of entertainment, then I would say grab it. However, I feel like the game should be priced at a top end of $15, and at $10 to $12 I would say it's a must buy. There were a few game crashing bugs that I came across. Twice during my playthrough I was forced to restart the game due to it crashing. Here you can see me stuck in the middle of nowhere just walking on air, but restarting the game would put me right back where I was, so it wasn't horrible. Also, there are some drops in frame rate at times, but it wasn't too often to where it would ruin my experience. But the game could have used a bit more polish, especially considering the asking price. But that's it. In the end, I really did enjoy my experience with the game, and I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, guys.
You will not keep me from Golu.